Hello, let's talk travel news and views. I read an article just recently that on September 23rd, a Delta Airlines flight took off from Nigeria heading to Atlanta. There were 188 passengers on board, and shortly after they took off, there was a small fire on board. Now, it was contained, and there was no harm done to anyone on the plane. However, the crew decided that they did need to make an emergency landing, so they were able to land in Ghana. About 90 minutes after the flight took off, they decided to make that choice. So they landed in Ghana. Maintenance crews took a look at the plane. There was no damage as far as it goes. It was basically some food debris in an oven, and so it was contained. Out of the 188 passengers, about 70 of them were able to get off the plane and get onto some of them were able to get on another plane and go on into the U.S., although not Atlanta. And then the next day, others still were able to get on the plane. But that left 118 passengers who were delayed for 2 days. So on September 25th, they were able to get on another Delta flight heading to Atlanta. Now, here's where my question is. The maintenance crew and the communications crew there in Ghana said that when the plane landed and they checked it out, they were not able to take back off because the crew had reached their maximum hours. Now, I'm not in the industry. I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I'm not on the crew. But I want to understand, how is it that you were taking off from Nigeria heading to Atlanta and you had the hours, but then when you had to divert and go to Ghana, you ran out of hours? I don't understand that. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. So if any of you out there know, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear an explanation on why they could not take back off. Or maybe it was that by the time they got it all checked out, they would have maxed out their hours. Maybe that was something that they would have said if they had taken back off. But anyway, just curious on why that happened as far as the hours go. I know that there was probably not another crew sitting there in Ghana waiting because it was unplanned. I get that. Just curious if just how those hours work. So if any of you guys know and can let me know, I really appreciate it. Have a great day.